again, 13,000. Now we go to the Soviet-Afghan war. If you look at the Soviet war against England, this was one of the few times when the Muslims actually, in one of those wars, the second, there were more Brits killed than Afghans. That's the only time. It's an anomaly because of the terrain and the toughness of the Afghani people and the primitive nature of the, alhamdulillah. They were defending their land, and we have no shame in clapping for them. But now look at this. 9,500 Russians died. Over 100,000 Afghan soldiers died. 850 to 1.5 million dead civilians. 3 million wounded civilians. Refugees, 5 million. One of them sitting right in front of me. There's not an Afghani alive today that has not lost an immediate relative in war. Not one. Not an Afghani today that has not lost an immediate relative. There's not a Syrian in this room that hasn't lost an immediate relative to war. This is not 0.01% of people. These are human beings dying. Really, you know, people have to, where's people's humanity? You know, where is people's humanity? This is the question. Where is your heart? You know, when you see these things, where is your heart? You know, when people talk about, you know, bravery, this is not bravery. This is mass slaughter of civilians. This is 90% of these people dying are civilians. They're not combatants. They're not going out on a battlefield to fight courageously for their homeland. These are people that have bombs dropping on them. You know, my tears have dried up because I've wept so many tears reading newspapers and studying this stuff. The Israelis in the Lebanese war, 2,688, 19,000 Arabs. The Soviet-Afghan war, right? The Gulf War I, look at this, US 48 casualties to 30,000 Iraqis, 75,000 wounded soldiers, 1,000 dead Kuwaitis. These are people that had mothers and fathers. Many of them had children. And we know Muslims don't have nuclear families. They have extended families. Their cousins are like their brothers and sisters. And then Gulf War I. Now just here, the red represents the people that were aggressing. The green represents the Muslim dead. Just reflect on that. You know, when people say, why are Muslims so violent? You know, they ask us why we're so violent. Maybe they've been driven mad. You know, maybe they've gone mad. You know, maybe that's why they're so violent. Maybe they've been driven completely insane.